Hey, good morning, y'all. A little more barefoot knowledge with Brian. Hey, I got a question for you, but it's going to be a minute before I get to the question. But I want you to look at this. This is Genesis 6. Here we're talking about Noah. God finds righteousness in Noah to build an ark, right? It's only these few pages to the destruction of the entire world, and all things that have breath in his nostrils had to be destroyed, except for those who went on the ark. That was fast. That came really fast. So what happened from the time pre-Noah to post-Noah? Now look at what the history is after Noah. There's a lot afterwards. So I want to look into that. So I want to tell you a little story real quick, but I want to read this verse to you. This is Genesis 6:3. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. So, I drive a truck for a living. I meet all kinds of people all over. And a lot of times I'll just ask people, even on the street, hey, you believe in Jesus? And just see what they say. And most times people say, yeah, I believe in Jesus. Hey, I fist bump them. Hey, good answer. Even if they say, no, I don't believe in Jesus, I fist bump them. Hey, good answer. I accept your words as truth. There's only truth or truth. There's no wrong answer with me. So, here's what happened one day. I asked this man, hey, do you believe in Jesus? Oh my goodness. He went off on a just straight up rant, just screaming. Just start screaming. How can you believe in a God that gives babies cancer or deformities, missing a leg, missing an arm, or missing a hand, and da. Ain't no way I can believe in no God that would do this to mankind. He created man just to do this to him, and blah, blah. I mean, just, he was so angry and adamant and just letting me have it. Finally, I kind of get a chance. I ask him a question. If you are God, you created sinful man, which has to die at some point in the flesh. How many years would you give man to live? Of course, he didn't want to interact with me at that point. He was just angry and walking away. But I was wanting to ask him, if you decided that every baby being born would be stamped, live 120 years, 100 years, 120 years, 120 years. Let's say 120 years. Everybody lives to be 120 years. Would that satisfy all men? Would everybody agree with that? Well, I'm going to be dead in another year. I'm 119. I know I'm fixing to die. Don't bring the grandkids over. I don't even want to know them. At this point, I'll be dead in a year. I mean, there's people who are going to be angry, upset, no matter how many years or no matter how many few years. So, what do you think? So when he says this, that I shall not dwell with man forever, strive with man forever, he is also flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. Was every man stamped at 120 years at that point? No, they weren't. Sarah lived to be 127, I think it said. We read that the other day about when Abraham was burying Sarah. Abraham, I think he lived to be over 170 years. Moses lived to be 120. So, is it dead stamped that every man must live to be that? No, that's not what this is saying. But he did shorten the lifespan of man. Now, why would he do that? So, if I live to be 900 years old, let's say I went from a child being raised in a church to a rebellious child of staying away from a church till I was 45. I'm only 55 now. So, how long, if I lived to be 900 years old, would I have went without even thinking of the Lord? I'm going to live for how long? Years and years and years and years and years and years and years. I think it got to the point where mankind had completely forgotten the remnant of the Lord or of God or of anything he had done or anything. I think man had became fully reliant on themselves. So I want to read this. And this is in verse 5. And God saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continuously. And it repented the Lord. It doesn't say, and the Lord repented of it. It says that it repented. It was that all men had became evil in their hearts, evil in their thoughts. No one had a remnant or even a remembrance of him. So, That is what caused him to repent, was that had happened. And then he repented. He says, and it repented the Lord that he had made man on earth, and it grieved him at his heart. Because, why? Every thought was evil or wicked. No one believed. There was no belief, except for Noah, which was found righteous. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think is the difference pre-Noah to post-Noah? What happened? What changed? I want to continue to look at this. There's other verses I want to look at, but I'm going to cut this short right here. Bye, y'all.